Transmitting to you from Old Heart Radio. Episode of Matinee Edition. Matinee Edition. Lucas and Jared. La 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 live on Old Heart Radio. La 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 la
Right. Because here we go. Brand spanking new episode of Matinee Edition.
Matinee Edition. Lucas and Jared. La 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 live on Old Heart Radio.
La 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 live. La 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 live. Dude, no joke. Last night I was sitting out on the porch and it was like 10 o'clock or something like that. And these fucking group of people came walking by singing a Christmas song. Like, and it was like disrupting the neighborhood. Like people's dogs were started barking all over as they started like moving through the neighborhood. I was like, these fuckers.
It's March. That's what the dogs were yelling at them.
I kept trying to burp really loudly to interrupt it, but it didn't cut through the noise. It was terrible.
Damn. Oh man.
Yeah, episode 68. It seems to be. It is real. Live from the ether, I suppose.
Live from the ether of Zoom.
Of Zoom. God damn. The Zoom pit.
There it is. We'll see. Who knows? We're hopefully going to be able to record in person again at some point.
It's got to fucking happen, man.
Who knows, man? This is the life now.
This is the life. We just live on Zoom.
But you know what's also the life?
What?
Video games. So we got to start. The Lucas Game Minute. I have a sound effect.
Okay.
Whoop. Oh fuck! No. Nope. Audio's off, and we crank it up. Got it now. All right, there we go. Lucas's Game Minute. I need to isolate that rather than just play the first 3 seconds of the entire Mario thing. All right, Lucas,
okay.
Game Minute. I don't really have anything in particular when it comes to games, but congratulations on buying your new Switch. There's going to be a new version of the Switch this holiday season.
I think I saw that too. I was like, it's bigger. It's bigger.
It's slightly bigger, and it can send to the TV in 4K.
Oh.
So so the base Switch can send 1080p to the TV, but it can't run 4K and it can't run OLED. So
just so the audio listeners understand, I was just hanging my head for a moment because it's slightly frustrating, but
it's like with everything in game consoles and shit.
Damn you, Nintendo!
It's funny though, because the initial run, this is all leaked info. Nintendo fucking leaks like a fucking ship that has been shot a ton of bullets through.
Yeah, but they take vengeance, man. They pulled the plug on the Netflix Legend of Zelda show because that information got leaked.
Yeah.
They were like, nope, fuck that.
Yeah, exactly. They're fucking nuts about it. They will sue people. Like it's crazy some of the shit you see online.
Yeah. But
they take that shit seriously. But essentially they made a deal with Samsung to purchase said screens, and it's their first run is going to be of only 1 million consoles, which sounds like a lot.
But no, that's going to go quick.
That's going to go fast.
Yeah.
The Xbox Series and the PlayStation 5 released with, I want to say, like 20 million units, and there's still shortages.
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm saying. You know, I mean, and with like, how fast did the last one sell out when they originally dropped? You know
fucking
Like,
instantly, man.
And so,
what's crazy about the Switch is that Nintendo had balls releasing the Switch with one fucking game, Breath of the Wild. There was nothing else on that console.
They knew it was a fucking winner, though, man.
Yeah, they knew Breath of the Wild would sell consoles, and it did. Those things were in short supply for maybe 6 months.
The first time I saw somebody playing a Switch on the bus, I was like, oh, shit. Like, these are officially, like, popular.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I remember I was on a flight, and then a kid next to me was playing on a Switch. And I was like, that looks like a blast.
Yeah.
Looks great.
I want that.
I want that thing. So yeah, new Switch coming. I'm excited to see what
Fair
happens. They were based on the reveal footage of that Pokemon game that's open world. There, it looked like during the reveal the game was going to crash because it was running so slowly. So I think it's time for them to upgrade the hardware a bit.
Fair enough. Well, damn, dude. I mean, that's gonna be something to look forward to.
Yeah,
I bet. Yeah, but I bet you're right. As soon as that hits the market, if Kanye can sell sneakers in in less than sell out his sneakers in less than a minute, Nintendo can sell out 1 million fucking units.
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
There's fucking, and then there's gonna be the scalpers. You've heard of the scalpers, right?
Oh yeah.
That shit's terrible.
This shit's insane, man. That's why I didn't buy a Switch for so long.
I saw somebody on Reddit who was like, "I'm a scalper. I bought 20 PlayStation 5s, and now people are refusing to buy them. I got to put food on the table." And all the comments were like, "Then why the fuck did you buy $1,500 worth of game consoles?"
I gotta put food on the table.
This is not your job. How do you make that money to buy these game consoles? That's a month and a half of rent.
That's fucking nuts, man.
1,500, more like $2,000. That's
Dude. Oh my god, fuck that. Yeah, that's nuts, man. People need to chill out with that shit and just let people buy them up the way that the way consumers want and need.
Exactly. We need to fuel consumerism. All right.
Matinee Edition. Speaking of which, let's get on Instagram and follow us at Old Heart Radio. Hop on Twitter. Find us at Old Heart in Space, and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube Old Heart Radio. Also, follow on Spotify. Apparently, we have 31 followers on there, and I was surprised by that because I don't ever actually check that number. That means that 31 people regularly get these podcasts put in their library. You could too. How enthusiastic that was. Oh yeah, and shout outs to Oatly.
Oh yeah. Also, if you follow us on any of our social media, shoot us a message if you want us to talk about something in particular.
Absolutely, man. You want to talk about or if you want to hop on a podcast too. You're always welcome. Unless you're just gonna get on there and sing or shout crazy things. So
yeah,
it clips. That's the only reason we can't do the shouting.
Yeah. It breaks the recording software.
Oh man. Okay, so real quick, we have to acknowledge the passing of a giant. The Canadian sitcom Kim's Convenience, for some inexplicable reason, unfathomable reason, has been canceled.
It's such bullshit.
As soon as I heard that, I rarely look at things in TV or movie news and stop in disbelief, but I was just like, what the fuck?
That's so dumb.
It's such a fantastic, wholesome, fun, just I don't know, just fantastic show. And it's just, and it didn't seem like there is any backlash against it. It didn't seem it seemed like everybody loved it. And I think it's ran 5 seasons, or it's on its 5th season or something like that.
Yeah, it's on it's airing its 5th season right now.
Yeah. And
what a shame.
What a shame. What a shame.
It's mind-boggling to me. It's why did they cancel it? It feels like all those times that ABC was trying to cancel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
Yeah.
Where it was people fucking loved Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and it was mind-boggling whenever ABC was like, we're considering canceling it.
Maybe they just wanted to
Maybe it sounds like a corporate numbers thing,
Yeah.
Somebody was looking at a balance sheet and we're like, oh, Kim's Convenience is making 1/3 of the commercial revenue is I don't know, it's a Canadian show, so fucking hockey.
Well, comparing it to hockey is never going to be great. It's obviously in Canada, hockey's king.
What's the sweeping with the fucking?
Oh my God, what is it?
It's escaping me.
I'm blanking on it. I used to watch it late at night. Wow.
Oh wow.
Anyway, moving on from this blank moment.
It's a shame that Kim's Convenience is getting canceled.
Yeah, it really is. I was looking forward to seeing that 5th season, but apparently yeah, you know, I mean, I wonder if they're gonna finish the whole run of the 5th season.
I hope so, and then they can put it on Netflix.
Yeah,
at least.
maybe that's why they got canceled, is because it got really popular streaming, and it's not doing as well in comparison.
Sounds like they need to negotiate a new deal with Netflix.
That's what I'm saying, man. Maybe they will. Maybe Netflix will gobble it up.
I mean, we've seen similar things to this with like widely loved shows. I don't know if you've watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I forget.
Oh yeah, totally.
But that started on Fox, got canceled after season 3. NBC picked it up, and now it's in production of its 8th season. So, like, that show went on for another 5 seasons after getting picked up, and there's no end in sight. So, with a show that's as widely loved as Kim's Convenience, there's at least a bit of hope they'll get picked up by somebody else, but you never know.
You never know. Either way, I suppose rest in peace for now.
Rip
it. Moving on, though, we also have a little bit of that rumor mill that we got to crank out. You know, just like.
Oh my God, your noise is so much grosser than mine.
It's all about keeping some spit in the back of your mouth.
Ugh.
Yeah, but then you gotta swallow it or spit it, and that's also not that great. We don't want that's not what Matinee Edition is about. It's not talking about spitting. It's anyway.
News of the day.
Other shit. Rumor mill. We have. I tried to look up information following off of what we talked about last week about the Green Lantern HBO show.
Yeah.
And in classic sort of like, I feel like, I don't know, DC Warner Brothers partnership project, they have really only listed the few characters that are going to be in it, and it is kind of like it's an ensemble of like the, how do I say it, the B-list Green Lanterns, Alan Scott, Guy Gardner, Jessica Cruz, and Simon Baez or so, and
I know none of them.
I mean, Alan Scott's like the first Green Lantern. He was like part of the Justice Society. He came, like, his comics I think started in the 40s. Guy Gardner was kind of like this. I think
I've heard Guy Gardner's name multiple times.
Yeah. He's just kind of like this interesting, like, sort of like hothead character. And the other two are a little more newer that I'm not entirely versed in. One, I think Jessica Cruz was brought about in like the Rebirth cycle. And I'm not sure about the other character. Anyway, it's just interesting because, like I said last week, they're supposed to be starting to film next month.
It's gonna get delayed.
I guarantee it, dude. Like,
we haven't heard any casting news, so it's gonna get delayed.
Yeah, unless they're just like planning on dumping a whole bunch of shit with this month, which is like that is not gonna obviously.
Dude, I half expect them to announce that, like, okay, just by the way, guys, we're gonna get a Green Lantern Snyder cut before the Green Lantern series even comes out. Like, that's how I feel like the DC like announcement structure is.
Yeah. At
this point, it's just so broken. It's like, why them and Sony?
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of the Snyder cut, though, real quick, I gotta throw out there, I'm sick of all like the little like blips of like image stills that get leaked and all this shit. It's like, enough is enough. We know the movie's coming out soon. Just like fucking stop it, because at this point,
you're sort of burning people at this point.
Well, at this point, yeah, it's just like these image stills don't do anything. They all look stupid out of context. Like, just let us see the movie and then we'll judge it from there. But on that note, there was one really good trailer that I saw for it, and that was actually a trailer that came out on like Twitch or something like that I saw repost on YouTube. But it was like an actual like pretty badass looking trailer for the movie, and that was like the best piece of like PR
promotion
I've seen from it.
Yeah.
But either way, you know, we're not going to talk about the Snyder Cut. Matinee promise. We're not going to talk about Snyder Cut until it comes out.
Probably.
No more. No
promises.
No promises. We promise, but no promises.
A couple of things before we get into the elephant in the room. We got Deadpool 3 Disney might be trying to censor it, and Ryan Reynolds is throwing down the gauntlet, per se. Throwing down the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, I saw this little tidbit of like news. There's some like backroom kind of conversations about how like they were censoring or trying to censor elements of Deadpool 3.
Dumb decision.
Yeah, which would be a Disney move, but that would, apparently, and righteously so, Ryan Reynolds is probably would probably walk away from the project if that happened.
Yeah, it defeats the identity of that character.
Exactly. And so, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they tried to do that, but that would also mean probably having to drop the franchise, which would be a pretty big loss of revenue from that potential.
I wouldn't be surprised if some of the more crazy radar stuff that we see in Deadpool 2 and Deadpool gets toned back a bit.
Yeah.
When it comes to the gore stuff. But let Deadpool drop a few F-bombs, man.
I mean, they'll probably but even so, taming back the bloodiness will probably be a negative effect for fans of the franchise. I don't think it'd be as cool if they tamed back all those elements. You know what I mean?
I do think it would be the slight censoring in that aspect would lead to some good humor with Deadpool, though, because he'd be very aware of the fact that the studio is making him not do it.
They could write in that that more fourth wall aspect of him, where he's just sort of talking. He addresses the censorship of the movie in some way,
like in Deadpool 2 when he's like, "Where are all the X-Men? Did the studio not have enough money to hire them?" And behind him, all the Days of Future Past characters close the door.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
It can be a bit fun and meta, but you can only push that so far.
Exactly. And again, those are just rumors, so we'll see. Hopefully Disney doesn't ruin it yet.
Final quick rumor: Disney might be trying to get their hands on the rights for the Mutants.
Yeah.
Which notably was Stan Lee's original name for the X-Men.
Exactly. And
there's Bowie.
So that could be a really interesting way of bringing just mutants and potential X-Men characters into the fold.
Yeah.
Along the way. So we'll have to keep it any eyes and ears on that, just to see if there's more development on that, because that would be really incredible in my opinion.
Here's what that rings to me. What if we get the mutants to set up mutants in the MCU, and you get mutant solo movies, but then X-Men becomes an Avengers-like franchise?
Oh, for sure.
So if you see a movie titled X-Men, it's going to be everybody coming together.
Yeah.
Akin to the Avengers treatment versus the Avengers solo movies.
Yeah, exactly. That would be interesting. And honestly, that'd be a smart take. And it'd make probably for maximum profit on that potential, that potential type of property.
Big money.
Yeah. Feige's listening. Come on.
He's a number one fan. He's one of the 31 followers on Spotify.
Him and Favreau. Anyway,
Dave Filoni.
We have to dedicate the rest of this episode.
How much time we got? We got 13-ish minutes.
To WandaVision. It's all about that finale of WandaVision. It was... I have mixed emotions about it, if I'm being real.
Yeah.
I was one of those people that got super wrapped up. I feel like I always do, super wrapped up in all these different fan theories and potentials and all this stuff that got pretty much all busted.
Yeah, that's what's funny, man.
But it was a good episode.
It was a good episode, and people need to be able to separate the shit that no one ever said was going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. I put that disappointment on myself. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I can say the same. I really enjoyed the episode. I did come out disappointed, but not by any fault of the show itself.
Yeah, exactly.
By the fault of the fucking cool fan theories that, let's be honest, we're getting more and more outlandish by the episode.
Yeah, and thinking and trying to reflect on the whole thing. They were getting pretty big.
If they were going to capitalize on all the fan theories, that episode would have been 3 hours long.
Yeah, dude.
Because think, we got to the episode before the finale and everybody was still Mephisto's showing up, Doctor Strange is showing up. You have to set that shit up or it doesn't feel right. If you don't set it up, you're as bad as the DCEU with Wonder Woman showing up to fight Doomsday.
Yeah.
Batman vs Superman. There's no point. How fucking weird would it be if in the middle of the fight between the Scarlet Witch and Agatha Harkness, Doctor Strange floats into the middle. Everybody will be like, where the fuck did he come from?
It's like, hey, I've just noticed all this magical stuff happening here.
Yeah, exactly.
Took
No
me 8
setup.
episodes.
Like, that's cool at the beginning of the show because
Yeah.
you know that there's going to be, that he'll probably stick around.
Yeah.
But
Although they did mention the Sorcerer Supreme,
they did.
you know,
And Darkhold.
yeah, and so those were kind of like the a couple of like the big, you know, like nods to the future of the MCU.
Yeah.
You know, one by state, I think it was Harkness stated like that that, you know, Wanda is more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah.
And yeah, at the end, she's obviously like in a very like
She's astral projecting like Doctor Strange at the
Yeah.
end of this, at the end of the
and
show.
just reading through the Darkhold. So, you know,
So-
that's interesting. That's for sure interesting.
Let me go through it. I did from start-ish to finish. We get the my favorite part of it was actually the fight between White Vision and Vision.
Yeah, ship of
That was
Thesis, man.
That was cool how it ended, but I also like they were having fun with the phasing effect.
Absolutely, they did such a cool job with that, dude. Like I again, they nailed the cinematic aspect of like what we want out of the MCU, because that fight was really cool. And
Yeah.
dude, like that shot of like of him phasing through and then like grabbing his cape and like throwing him, that was so fucking badass.
Or like
dude.
where White Vision goes for the stone and
Mhm.
Vision just like phases out of it. I
Yeah,
was like,
dude.
and obviously they ended it with a philosophical discussion.
which
Because how does a fight between those two end? It doesn't make sense how one of them will get the upper hand.
exactly. And so that was really interesting. That they just like, you know, just that whole like sequence of them just floating and talking and floating and rotating and talking. It was just, I don't know. It was really cool. It was a really good character moment for the Vision.
So
And-
Vision is still around at the end of the series, technically.
Yeah, so that's the interesting thing. So they totally set up the whole White Vision storyline where it's, you know, like he gets his mind back. Or at least he gets his memories back.
Yeah, but he's still not the same person.
Yeah, and in comics that's kind of the similar thing where he comes back, he has the white body, he has his memories, but he has no emotional attachments, you know, anything. And so that's kind of the fate that or the cliffhanger that his character gets left on.
So what I think is interesting there, and this sort of likens it to when Vision first was born per se, was you could see through the movies Vision become a human at some point.
For sure.
And it would eventually lead to him being able to fall in love with Wanda.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're going to see some level of that again, whether it's like White Vision learning about humanity, developing humanisms again, maybe eventually coming, and like we're going to have an episode where a non-fully developed, or a movie or something where a non-fully developed White Vision interacts with Wanda.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think we'll see that potentially in, you know, I bet I wouldn't be surprised if his character gets wrapped up potentially in Doctor. Wait, no, maybe not. I haven't heard anything about Paul Bettany being attached to the Doctor Strange movie. So I guess that is interesting. I guess when they'll implement that, because that'll be
compelling.
Vision and Scarlet Witch are intrinsically tied characters at this point in the MCU.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I think they both have a future, but it's just a little more uncertain, I suppose, with White Visions. But that I can't wait to explore that storyline.
Yeah. You know, one thing I am certain of though.
What?
That Quicksilver is dead.
For sure, dude. That was such a weird.
I thought it was fucking great. To be honest, I was like, this is good. I watched it. I was like, people are gonna be fucking livid.
Again, fan theories, man. Fan theories got me.
But that was the point of it. Ralph Boner.
Boner.
that was totally the point of it. I guarantee they're never going to do shit like that again. That was just them laying down the law, saying we're not pulling any of those guys in. Like the actors are fair game, but they're not.
Man.
But they're not going to play the same characters, other than Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah,
they're not going to play the same characters.
That's an interesting thought on it. I didn't think about that, but that I mean, I could see that being the case. It was a really fun, I suppose, journey to try and figure out what that character was. But yeah.
But it was really funny because as I was watching it, I was like, that's sort of funny. People are
Fair.
gonna hate this. Like that's it's completely undermined a bunch of the fan theories.
Yeah.
No one's gonna like that.
But yeah, but what about Monica though? Monica, we kind of caught a little more glimpse of her power, her actual, and her actual like potential future in the MCU.
Looks like she's gonna meet up with Nick Fury.
Yeah,
And we saw,
that scroll cutscene was really fucking dope, dude. I was like, I was so surprised that happened though, because I had heard about the post credit scenes and whatnot, but I was just like, oh, that connects in such a fucking fun, interesting way. So
in a really direct way. There's no like that's one of the cool things about people, like the general audience becoming comic literate and having enough base, is like a few years ago, like that would have confused people. Nobody would have seen. Some people would have missed Captain Marvel, but now Marvel's like, you've watched it, you know who the fucking scrolls are.
For sure, exactly. They're just like, by now, if you haven't, you got to catch up. This is the shit that's happening.
Here's what I think about that. That either is a likening towards Captain Marvel 2. It definitely is. Or will Monica play a part in Secret Invasion?
That's what I was thinking too. Could be both, to be frank.
Yeah, it could be both. And I like that idea.
Yeah, exactly. Especially the Secret Invasion, like her playing a role in Secret Invasion. I don't know. I thought she was a character that would be fun to explore in the future.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You didn't get like that satisfying of a conclusion with their character in this series, and so that kind of leads me to believe that they're really like trying to like fish her out later.
That actually brings me to a point in general about this. I watched some reviews that they treated WandaVision like a contained story, which is fair to a point. But then in every one of those reviews, it's like, but you have to preface it with the fact that we all know that this is going to continue somewhere else. Like, this is the end of WandaVision, but any loose ends are going to keep going.
Yeah, exactly. And for the most part, the series did have that feeling of self-containment.
Yeah.
But however, like how do I say this? Almost like the last minute, loose ends that you were kind of talking about felt sort of forced into the episode.
Yeah, it felt that
I don't know why I keep moving my arm in this weird way on the video.
But no, it's true though. It's like I feel like it almost fell victim to being a member of the MCU.
Interesting.
Not in a bad way though. Like I totally understand why it's part of the MCU. We all knew it was going to tie into other things.
But it felt aspect of having to be connected.
Yeah, it felt like the most unique and compelling parts of the show were when it was contained.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. So,
forcing connectivity of like the Joker to the DC EU or whatever.
Exactly. That's actually a really good comparison.
Yeah.
And like, while it's sort of nitpicking to even like say that it was bad, because it wasn't bad connecting it.
I don't think so either. And it just it does make you more or less as a fan, it makes you more excited to see where they lead for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, damn dude. I mean, like overall, I really enjoyed the series. It was, for the length of it, it was like my Friday go-to, or at least I tried to. Sometimes I had to shift it to Saturday.
I want to quickly theory craft a bit. Just perpetuate the system that disappointed everyone. So I do think we're still going to get evil Wanda.
For sure, because the Scarlet Witch was full out, and
they laid the groundwork for her being a harbinger of the apocalypse.
For sure, and that's exactly it. Like you get the sense at the end of the series that she is exploring a power that will eventually overwhelm her.
Yeah, and quickly on the Scarlet Witch note. The suit looks dope.
It does, man. They did a really good job with that.
I love the 70s hair metal. It's great, That
was wild. But yeah. I mean, like again with the MCU, right in line with everything else, they have like pulled off a fucking awesome Scarlet Witch costume, which for a long time was a laughable idea because of how like
absurd it looked.
Absurd it is in the comics at times.
Yeah.
So
it ain't a red leotard with but they made the headdress and like the suit itself look good. A lot of people are comparing it to how similar it looks to Magneto's suit in the X-Men movies.
Yeah, which would be no connectivity, but
No
maybe
connectivity, but
just
homage.
yeah, exactly. And so that was really cool. I was impressed by that.
So here's what I think is going to happen. The kids fade away at the end, but she hears their voices, which makes me think that maybe Vision was created by her, but the kids were part of something else. Might still tie into the Mephisto thing. That the kids actually had some level of actual being that made them exist, rather than Wanda just willing Vision into existence. So maybe when the kids disappeared, they actually went to hell. Like,
dude, that'd be hardcore.
And now Wanda's hearing them screaming.
Yeah,
gotta go save the Chillins.
I mean, maybe to some extent, like it. I feel like it could also be potentially like some sort of like more powerful being.
Yeah,
has that vulnerability against her now, where he, like planting that seed of like, they could be real, they could be out there.
Yeah.
And eventually there could be a run in where it's like, boom, I'll create these for you, but what do you got to do for me?
Yeah. Or we could see maybe a whole thing of it being just a gotcha for Wanda, finding the kids, and then it actually is Mephisto. That's like, and we actually see the kids disappear and become some greater existence.
Yeah.
So I do think it's setting up that like maybe at the end of Multiverse of Madness, we see Wanda fucking break. I wouldn't be surprised if that's Avengers 5 at this point.
Man, they could, dude. I mean, to be frank, they would be. It'd be really awesome if they eventually did Avengers 5 with a slight like Avengers disassembled storyline twist, which could be where this could be leading. You know what I mean? Which would be fucking dope. Yeah, that's a really interesting idea, my friend. But,
well, I quickly at the end. Dear listener, I apologize for the amount that I say I will say.
Oh,
I've noticed it, and I'm trying to rectify it. At the end of the podcast here, I do want to say that I missed not having Ultron show up, and I want that to still be a thing.
I was thinking about you while I was searching for James Spader in that episode.
I know. He wasn't in it. Why was he in the voice cast? I was pissed.
Yeah, like what the fuck was he listed for?
I don't know. It said Ultron in the credits. It definitely was to fuck with people.
That's so weird, man.
So
I'm interested to see where that leads, though.
Dude, I hope. I want Ultron back. I want somebody to like accidentally recreate Ultron. Like maybe Ultron can be reborn by Hank Pym and really pay homage to Age of Ultron.
Dude, that would be wild, man.
Like that'd be nuts. I don't expect that to happen, but it would be sick.
Yeah.
We got to wrap up though.
Well, as you said, either way, man. Feige's one of the 31 listeners on Spotify, so
we know our opinions are getting to him.
Take these and run with them, my friend.
There you go. So, before we wrap up, overall ratings on WandaVision, thumbs up, thumbs down?
I'd give it a thumbs up. I'd even give it 2.5 thumbs up out of 4.5 thumbs up.
I give it 2 thumbs and a toe.
Ooh, man. Yeah, I liked it. Again, I feel like the disappointments that I got out of it, I have to set aside because they were just wild, stupid, like fanboy theories that were like completely not real for the self-contained series and what the story was really building to. And so
it was theory crap. It's not to the detriment of the show itself.
On the show.
I need to bring up one gripe I have with the actors. Fucking Elizabeth Olsen should not be saying there's a Luke level cameo, and Paul Bettany shouldn't be hamming on about this excellent cameo when it's just him, because that sets up bad expectations for your audience. So that I can actually say detracts from it.
Maybe, but at the same time,
crafting,
like you can't stop him from just like wanting to crack a joke and be human. And I mean, like if fans take it too far, fans take it too far. I mean, I think
I agree. Fans did take it too far, but they probably got a slap on the wrist from Feige.
Fair enough. Well, with that being said, we're going to slap the wrists of the hot dogs listening to this podcast because you know you still haven't gotten on Instagram, so get on there. Follow us at Old Heart Radio. Follow us on Twitter at Old Heart in Space. Get on the YouTube. Subscribe to that shit, Old Heart Radio. And find us on Spotify or iTunes. Whatever you want.
Leave us a review on iTunes with something in it, and we will respond to the question or comment. Message us on our socials, and we will respond to it. Please.
There
Please.
you go.
We'd love to start a maybe like a mailbag section.
I like that idea. All right. So this has been Matinee Edition, episode 68. I'm Jared.
I'm Lucas.
And peace in chicken grease.
Bye.